What's up, everyone, and welcome to your Monday's edition of Reptile News. And I'd like to start off today by saying if you have news that you'd like to hear me talk about on this show, hit me up on Twitter at Reptile411. And again, I've started a Patreon account. If you'd like to contribute to the show, you can do that. The link's down in the description down below. One other thing I'd like to point out is things are being moved around and rearranged and worked on, so the background's different. And I'm not completely set up to film right now, which you could probably tell because I don't have my microphone, and you can probably hear the dog barking outside. You can probably hear the fan running in the server cabinet behind me. There's probably all sorts of outside noises that you're picking up right now that you don't usually. But hey, it'll be a good test to see if you're bothered by the lack of the microphone or not. But anyway, let's jump right into the news over in the Carolinas. So apparently over there in the Carolinas, they're saying that this year snake calls are up. And in fact, they're having a lot more snake bites reported. The local poison control center received 551 calls this year already. Now, you know, I'm not 100%. I mean, that's way out east. I'm way out west. And I can say, for me, I mean, look, it's late November, and I'm wearing short sleeves. It gets a little bit chilly in the morning, but the temperatures are so crazy this year that usually you'd have rain and snow and wind and just ice and everything, which is kind of like another story we're going to talk about soon. But apparently in the Carolinas it's a little warmer this year, and that's making snakes stay out longer, which was kind of weird because I was always under the assumption, and I'm not sure this is, you know, they don't really say what excuse or what they believe is the reasoning, but I was always under the impression that cold had nothing really to do with the hibernation instincts of snakes, that it was the actual daylight hours. And I could be very wrong here. Correct me in the comments down below. I know some of you are a lot smarter than me. Probably a lot of you are a lot smarter than me. But I was always under the impression that as soon as we started leaving the 1410 cycle and headed back to a 1410 cycle, where instead of 10 hours of daylight, that's what kind of triggered them to go into hibernation. But maybe we're wrong here, but I'm sure you'll let me know in those comments down below. And now we're going to move on to Pennsylvania, where we talked about this not too long ago. The couple that had the two separate addresses there that I guess they had hundreds of snakes, ferrets, birds, all kinds of stuff going on. Well, they are finally facing some charges in Pennsylvania, including each one is facing a felony charge of cruelty to animals as well as several misdemeanors. Now, apparently that's in the one county. In Lake County, they still are looking at facing several charges, but they don't specify what those charges are. So, I'm kinda don't know. I'm happy. I'm not happy when the government gets involved in our hobby, but at the same time, I'm happy when the hammer of justice comes down on people like this. I find no excuse in what they did. Having, hundreds of animals, snakes, lizards, whatever it is, seems a little excessive to me, but who am I to say? There are several people, lots of people that have just that take care of them just fine. But when a lot of your animals are in poor health, when there's several of them that are just dead in their cages rotting, then yeah, I've got no sympathy for stuff like that, and I hope the full force of the law comes down on them and they pay the price for what they've chosen to do. And now only in Florida, unfortunately. Apparently a woman who I've never heard this phrase used before, a porch pirate. I actually think that's extremely funny, but apparently she went and has a job of stealing boxes off of people's porches that have been delivered, and this one was full of lizard food, crickets and worms and stuff. She is said to have ditched it on the side of the road once she saw it said live crickets on the box. I'm surprised she didn't see that when she was stealing it. Hopefully they do find her, and hopefully she does pay the price for her crimes. Even though karma seemed to get the best in this particular occasion, thieves are still one of the worst parasites to walk this earth, so damn them all. There is an air siren going off outside right now because the local fire department is bringing Santa Claus around on the fire engine to say hello to all the children in town. Now, they're not coming up here today, but you can hear them echoing across town as we speak, so I apologize for any interruptions that may cause. And now we're going to move on to Massachusetts, and a story which I actually just saw before recording today, and I'm glad I did. Apparently, there's a whole ton of dead sea turtles washing up on the shore. This year, the Audubon Sanctuary down there has taken in 400 200 cold stunned sea turtles. Of those, only 87 of them survived. And it's really interesting because they say the waters there, they say that mostly the affected ones are in the shallow water. The ones in the deeper water, they'll get cold stunned, but they'll still be alive. It's the ones in the shallow water that they get cold stunned, their metabolism slows down, they wash up on shore. The beaches are freezing over there right now. Apparently, as I understand it, it was 30 degrees Wednesday, and then come Thanksgiving Day, it was 19 degrees, and there were gale force winds that were making the matters even that much worse. So I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently they have a whole unit that takes care of this stuff, and that's absolutely amazing. But it's absolutely unfortunate that some of these turtles, one of them a 300-pound leatherback, dead. They couldn't save it. So a very, very unfortunate thing going on in Massachusetts, but my hat's off to all the people doing whatever they can to try to save these reptiles. And that being said, they are urging people, do not try to become rescue savers and help them, because apparently with the cold and with the beaches freezing, it's just dangerous to be out there. So stay away and yeah, let them do their job. And that being said, if you've reached the end of the show today, then you are in for the biggest news, which most everybody probably won't do, because I generally have a view duration of about a third to half of the average show length. So that means a third to half of the people that started this are not here anymore. But anyway, I'm going to do a little bit something different with the filming. Now, the show's been coming out for the longest time now at 8 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's Fries Day. Fries. I want some French fries. I think it's Fries Day. Okay. So it's still going to come out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I think I'm going to shoot for an afternoon release, because those of you that have been following the show for some time now, you know that I always record the day before the release. So you're watching this at 8 a.m. or after 8 a.m. Monday. This is being recorded at 2:32 p.m. Sunday. So I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to shoot for an afternoon dinner time or so release, Pacific Standard Time for those of you back east or somewhere else in the world. So basically what's going to happen is the show will be released as soon as it's filmed. Of course, after editing and rendering and all that fun stuff. So within a few hours of when it's filmed. And I'm going to see how this turns out, because generally speaking, from what I read, videos released later in the day seem to do better. More people are home, sitting around the dinner table, or already had dinner, and they they watch it sooner when it comes out. So I'm going to give that a try for a few weeks and keep an eye on the analytics, and I don't know, see what happens, and we'll go from there. And that, my friends, is going to be all your news for this Monday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, those links are right down below here in the description. Leave a comment about what you think about the server cabinet behind me, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everyone.